Alright, so that's on. I'm seeing a red
just
dot.
like that, we are recording.
All right, welcome in episode 2 of the Good Call podcast.
Let's go. Good call.
We have a lot on the docket today. We're talking IU men's basketball, Superbowl, waste management, rounding out with more IU basketball, but we got some recapping to do. Sam, take us through the UCLA game last week.
Yeah, that was a very eventful game. It looked like IU was going to run away with another quad one win against UCLA on the road. They got up 10 with, I think, a minute 50 left, if memory serves correctly. And then UCLA, everything goes right. Perry, he started hitting shots. He hit that huge three at the end, but double overtime thriller where I was extremely pleased with the effort put forth by IU. If you would have told me in regulation that the game would go to double overtime, I'd be extremely upset. But the fact that it happened and that you get out of there with a dub and all that, you know, we hadn't had an overtime game prior to that, and the fact that we get out of that with back-to-back quad one wins, it's a great scenario right now for IU heading into USC.
And I'd say, like, the resiliency despite the collapse was something you can take away from that. Like, it can be impossible to win after collapsing like that, especially on the road. My buddy was there, and he said there was, like, no chance at that point. Like, we might lose by 15 going into overtime. But they stayed with it. And to get the bad out of the way first, I've noticed a consistent theme with DeVries coach teams blowing leads late. I mean, we saw it at UCLA. We saw it against Nebraska. We were up 16, I think, with like 12 minutes to go in the second half. And even back in the Missouri Valley Conference Championship in 2023 against Indiana State, they were up 67-49 against Indiana State with like 12 to go. And they only ended up winning by like 4 points, I think. So, I mean, we were able to get the win, but to get the bad out of the way first.
And that's kind of like the second half thing, too, with IU this season that we've seen.
Maybe we let Purdue get back in it.
Yeah. I mean, you knew that was going to come at some point.
I had the same exact feelings about UCLA as I did second half of Purdue when out of the timeout or out of the second half, Purdue gets like, you know, they go on a 4-0 run or something, and we call a timeout. And it feels like the whole second half is just going to spiral down. Purdue's going to take a huge lead, and it's just going to be another devastating loss like Nebraska. And that's exactly what I thought about UCLA. But the fact that they gathered together despite multiple foul outs. Connor Enright fouled out. Reed Bailey fouled out, I believe, who was a star of that game. And the fact that they bounced back and rallied up and just fought hard. Lamar was awesome. DeVries was awesome. Nick Dorn, once again.
Yeah, what else can you say about Nick Dorn?
Yeah, I think off the Purdue end, we kind of have a chip off our shoulder too. Like, and I think from there that kind of gave us the extra mojo we needed to get that win over.
We said last week that Purdue win was just huge because yes, you get a win in the win column against your rival, but it's also a resume booster, which DeVries teams, like we said last week, we know that you really need those types of wins, and getting 2 wins like that, I think you're for sure right. The Purdue win helped alleviate some stress off of our players, and it helped them get that win.
Yeah, confidence booster for sure.
Yeah, and I
Definitely,
think that'll only compound into USC because
it
feels like you're not to the point where you're playing with house money, but you kind of feel like you're kind of solidified in the tournament, and you can just go out there and give it your best, which I'm all for, and I think they're going to do tonight against USC, which we'll get into later, but...
Yeah, more importantly, like, the game itself, it did not feel like we stole it, like, as the game was going on. But going into it, you're like, if we can get a win here, we're definitely stealing a win. And you have to go 1-1 on that West Coast trip. And we ended up stealing one at UCLA. And if you're able to win tonight, go 2-0 on that West Coast trip, come back home against Wisconsin and Oregon, I mean, we could be talking about a 4 seed in the tournament. Like, we're definitely on the right side of the bubble now.
For sure.
And
if you win tonight,
schedule gets a bit easier.
3 straight quad one wins if we
Is
win
tonight quad one? I haven't checked. It's on the road.
Well, yeah, it's on the road. On the road, it's like top 65 or something like that, or 75.
I think it's 75, and I think USC is actually like around 50th in the net, so that would be 3 straight, which is huge. I think at that point, you're almost assuredly in the tournament,
Yeah.
despite or barring a massive decline.
Yeah.
But
Or if you're West Virginia last year.
Yeah. Jeez.
that would be
Bubba Cunningham.
That would be devastating for DeVries to go through that back years. But other things from the game, do you guys have anything else, like key players or anything?
Reed Bailey.
Yeah.
That's
Reed
unreal,
Bailey.
dude. I lost all hope in Reed Bailey, and then I jokingly said, like, against Purdue, he's going to grab 15 rebounds, and then he gets, like, 9 points in the first half or something like that. Plays great. And one thing I've noticed with Reed Bailey is his catches have been way stronger on the top of the key, and he's looking to score. Was it Xavier Booker he had in isolation? He just took him downhill, and he slammed it home. That was awesome. He's looking to score. So, I mean, you get the bigs to score. That really spaces out the floor. And, as well with Bailey, you got Connor Anwright and Trent Sicily also playing big roles down the stretch. I mean, how about Trent Sicily? He missed a couple free throws in that overtime, but he crashes the boards, gets an offensive rebound, goes to the line, makes one, and then ultimately wins the game. Yeah. It was that same play against Purdue, that slip cut, because we got shooters. The bigs are going to be able to slip off those screens because you got to guard shooters, and he gets fouled and knocks down the free throw, and we win the game. So
I was expecting that play actually too, not to be like a LeBron type thing. I knew what they're going to run, but I remember that Purdue play with 0.6 left, and
I said that.
Sicily sets the screen and then he slipped to the basket, and Mick Cronin after the game said that in practice they went over that every day for 3 straight days. They went over it probably 15 times, he said, and they still didn't guard it well because Dent was on him and he kind of just threw his body into him, and Trent just threw the ball up and he gets the free throws. But yeah, going back to Reed Bailey, I don't think it's I don't think it's as extreme as this team goes as far as Reed Bailey or how well he plays, but I do think there's something to be said about how poorly he played against Iowa and how poorly we finished against Iowa, and then how well he played against UCLA individually and how well we played. So I think if Reed Bailey plays well, I think this team can just go up a whole nother level. I don't know what seed in the tournament or whatever, but it just raises the ceiling a lot because having 2 competent bigs goes a long way rather than, one or none in Sam Alexis, Reed Bailey. So it's awesome to see out of Bailey because I know he's probably been hearing it from the fans a lot too.
Yep. Yeah. It was a huge momentum building win. Got to keep it going tonight against USC, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But we got some golf to discuss this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite tournaments, the Waste Management out in Phoenix.
Clean up some trash, folks. Come on.
Maybe. I don't know if there will be an ace, but there's for sure going to be a lot of people on 16, which is going to be awesome to see because that tournament gets a lot of eyes for a February golf tournament. So, and Brooks being back is going to attract a lot more viewership, which it did last week.
Should we touch a little bit on Rose's win?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd love to. At Torrey?
Yeah. I was lucky enough, my mom was on a work trip in California, and I went with her, and we made it out there to Torrey. It's such a pretty course, dude. It's so fun to be there. Like, I love it. You have a sick shirt from Torrey.
Thank
that
you.
one that you got. Yeah, I'm really jealous of that shirt. Maybe I'll have to borrow it sometime. But yeah,
absolutely not.
Torrey Pines is such a beautiful course. I love that area. I was excited to see Rose take the win there.
Yeah.
I was surprised checking the official world golf rankings of him being 3rd, because after last year it seemed like you had Scheffler, McIlroy, and Fleetwood kind of being the solid top 3 there with how Tommy performed last year. But Rose, he snatched his chain and now he's 3rd. And I don't know if it's really a resurgence because Justin Rose has kind of always been there in the PGA, but it seemed like early 2020s he was kind of dipping down, and you might see him, just try to get ready for when he turns 50 to join the senior tour, but he's just completely flipped it around. You saw it last year in the Masters, almost winning that, which sucks because this is a guy who has a major win, but 5 runner-ups in majors.
Yeah, that would
just crazy. But
he led like that entire tournament too.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah.
No, the Masters last year until I think it's still Sunday. He led at least before the weekend.
Yeah, this week as well. That was a complete wire-to-wire win. Yeah, which is his 13th, and when
he's hot, he's he's hot. Like he's just gonna.
He
keep
doesn't
going.
miss.
Yeah.
Especially, and I would disagree a little bit with that early 2020s, like him falling off. I would say like, I don't know. In these Ryder Cups, he's just not missing at all. Like he might not be getting these wins on the PGA Tour, but he's in it in the Masters almost every year. And I mean, last year in the Ryder Cup as well, he's not missing. I don't know if that's a Team Europe thing.
Yeah,
they don't miss.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, they can also
even
putt
going back
like
to
I've never
2020.
seen anyone putt. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, every putt.
Because I hate putting. I mean, I love putting when it goes in, but like I hate it. And they just make it look so easy, and it's so annoying to watch the Ryder Cup because you just see like the U.S. miss after miss after when it comes to putting, and then you're just like, how do we have Scotty Scheffler like putting you in like to 3 feet and then we're missing? I don't get that. But
I was gonna bring up the Ryder Cup as well because it just seemed like he was on one of those hot streaks where he doesn't miss. It doesn't matter if it's from 25 feet or a 2-inch tap in. It seemed like he was gonna go in, and it was kind of surprising because a lot of guys were struggling, especially Brooks on the greens. These greens at Torrey, I think it's Poana grass where it's kind of tough. It can be a little bumpy, but it did not affect Rosie at all.
yeah, I think it kind of all comes back to his name. Honestly, his name's so good that like he just has confidence in that.
He's just gonna be good.
Yeah,
at golf.
and he uses that. I mean, Justin Rose. Like, how do you get better than that? That's such a good name. So it flows off the tongue, and he's just like all around. You can tell he's a good guy, and I think that's what kind of puts him in that headspace he needs to be in to get these victories.
He's definitely a fan favorite.
He's gonna for sure be a captain in the Ryder Cup as well. Like later on,
Might be a Hall of Famer. I think he's got an Olympic gold in 2016. He's got that one major to his name. The runners up in the Masters are tough. If one of those could have fallen, but I don't know. He's a fringe guy that I think could probably get in because he's done a lot of stuff on the DP and other wins out there. So he's a guy to look for here in the Hall of Fame coming up after he retires. But yeah, he's a good guy to root for. I was rooting for Rory in the Masters, obviously, but I think it would have been awesome to see Rosie finally get the green jacket because it was 2017 where he was also in that playoff against Sergio, I think. So he's had multiple finishes at Augusta not go his way. So
I felt bad for him last year because like he was playing so well, but it felt like everybody in the world was just cheering for Rory.
Yeah,
it was hard not to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like who wasn't cheering for Rory in that?
as for this week, Waste Management.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any picks?
I do.
I've got someone in mind. Should we start with Sam and go around the table?
Go ahead.
All right, I'll start us off. I'm going Brooks. I think he's, coming straight from Live. I think this is gonna be his time to make his debut, show everyone what he's all about. Because it always seems like anytime I see Brooks on either it be a major or just anytime he plays with such confidence that it's kind of scary. Like I feel like he just knows he's gonna hit the ball. He bombs it. He has like the mental game for it, and I think because of that, he's gonna be out there on 17 and just hit a good one. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't care about
16.
all the or 16, and he doesn't really care about the fans out there. And I feel like he's just so much confidence, especially coming from Lib. He's like, oh, let's show these people what I'm about, and I think he's just gonna go out there and play well. So I'm going Brooks.
Yeah, I think it would be fitting for Brooks to win. Even when he went to Live, I forget what year it was when he won the PGA, but it was kind of ironic that 23. Yeah. It's kind of ironic he did that. It'd be fitting for him to leave Live, come back to the PGA, and win at the Waste Management. I think that'd be pretty cool. And as you said, mentally, it's not even that he's mentally stronger than everyone else on tour. He just doesn't care. He's not thinking about his swing. It's very simplistic. Just hit the ball. The rest will take care of itself. That's unlike a lot of golfers. They're always in their head. Mm-hmm. They got a little pre-shot routine that takes 2 minutes. Yeah. He just gets up there and hits it.
Yeah,
so.
And plus Bryson's not going to be there, so he doesn't have that distraction to worry about. So,
even though those might seem like trendy picks, I actually think that's a solid pick for this week. He's already won twice there at Phoenix Open. Not a bad pick. I do think Mav McNealy is going to get it done, though.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
Hot take.
He's just a guy in the top 25 who he seems like he's out there every week.
Does he have some statistics or something pulled
up?
No,
I just like Mav McNealy.
Off the dome.
There you go.
He's a guy who probably has a chip on his shoulder from missing out on the Ryder Cup last year because I know a lot of people thought he was worthy of making that team. he's performed pretty well in Phoenix. I just think he's due for a big win here. He's one of those guys who's just always out there. He seems like he plays every week. He goes to every stop, and here on the West Coast swing, I think he's going to pick up the biggest win here at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I don't really have any numbers to back it up. I just think Mav McNealy.
Hey, listen, going off your gut, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to follow that with another gut feeling of mine. I'm going Wyndham Clark.
Ooh.
Again, I don't have any stats or anything to back it up. I think it was the 2024 Memorial Tournament in Ohio. I just fell in love with this game there. He's got a great story. He's always hanging around the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yeah. But I don't know. I just got a gut feeling. Really love his game. I think he's going to get a big win here. It's 2026.
I
A
like
good
that
start.
pick.
I like Wyndham Clark. He's got also a cool name. And it reminds me of Garrett Clark a little bit. And I really like Garrett
Whoa.
Clark. I think that if Garrett
Would you be
Clark,
friends
last
with
names.
Garrett Clark if you had the chance?
Oh, yeah. Garrett
Yeah.
Clark, I mean, listen, he
Me
doesn't
too.
know it, but Garrett Clark and I go way back. Like, I
Really?
remember Wheel of Not Ideal days. Like, yeah. Garrett
Watch
Clark and I, like, I know a lot
Good
about
Among
Garrett
Us?
Clark. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Among Us challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
we'll
what
play
was
that
it?
sometime.
Only Up?
Oh, that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That,
Yeah.
they
Good
did-
concept.
they
They
did
got
some-
cool intros, too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I actually think it's so cool for Good because I remember the first, like, I actually, not to be that guy, but, like, I've been watching, like, at least Garrett Clark
LeBron again here.
for, like, no, for, like,
knew he would blow up.
for, like, a very long time, and it was so cool the first time. I didn't know that, like, because I had, like, kind of stopped watching whatever, and I went to Golf Galaxy to go, like, just swing there, you know, how you
Yeah.
can bring your clubs and swing, so I was, like, and I saw, like, the whole Good, like set apparels, that was so cool for me to see, like, like, they made it so far.
No,
I think
yeah.
that's
No
awesome.
matter what you think of them, they definitely made it.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Good Desert Open now before the Waste Management?
Probably.
Wednesday?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They've
That's
been doing that,
Yeah,
so,
we should definitely watch
You guys
that.
going?
We should.
We should definitely go.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
I was actually planning on being there.
Really?
Yeah. I make it out every year.
Nice. Before we move on to our next topic, I do want to ask, were you guys surprised by the positive, it was really overwhelming positive, kind of fan attention from Brooks after coming from Live?
No, he's so cool.
I think I think golf fans, they don't really care anymore about the whole Live PGA thing. They just want the best golfers in the world to be playing in the best tournaments. So
And I think they
there's
want them
no
all in
harsh
the same
feelings.
place. Like they would, at least me, I would much rather see the best golf. Like
Yeah.
I hate the fact that they're like divergent because then you got like the Live people. And they're like, oh yeah, they're really good, but they're Live people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then it's like I wish that they were all could just play together, which I'm assuming will probably happen once
at some point,
more and more
who
people
knows
leave
when.
Live. I mean, I think I'm just excited to watch like it be like it was before. You know what I mean? Where like everyone's just
Don't have to
competing.
wait till
Yeah.
majors.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
see everyone play together.
Exactly.
And even then, some Live guys don't have the points to play in those majors. So
But I will say I do think it's a little bit cool that like you have to wait to the majors to see that big matchup. Whereas like it's not like a waste management type of thing where like people are gonna come and everyone's gonna be there. Like you know that the events that matter the most are when the people who matter are gonna be there, and I think that's sick. Yeah, I think that's a cool thing. But also like I think we'd have a better idea of which players we could kind of vote on and put our trust behind when they've been playing throughout the whole season, and then they're also in the majors. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens in the future. But I'd definitely be okay with Liv kind of going bankrupt.
away.
Yeah, like
They're trending towards that.
yeah, definitely.
Did
Kinda
not make a whole
echoing
lot of money
What
last
you
year.
guys are saying. I think it's a good, like, not first step, but it's a good step in the right direction of, because everybody wants to see
Yeah.
their favorite golfers all golf together. None of this separate. Like, I think it's good. It's going to be good for the sport. If we get everybody back, live out of here.
yeah,
But I think it's a very positive reaction for a good reason. I mean, I love Brooks. He's a great golfer. So
even the players seemed happy to have
Yeah.
him back. Even like, I'm not sure what Rory thought of it, but he's a huge anti-Live guy. I'm sure.
I know exactly what
Probably the
Rory
biggest
thought.
anti-
What did he
Liv
think?
guy.
Yeah, he thought I'm so excited that Brooks is back.
Really?
Yeah, you can
I think
see.
he stayed,
You can just see it in his
he had a
eyes.
press conference where he said he was fine with it.
Yeah.
So.
I actually said hi to Rory at Torrey when I was there, and he looked back
Rory at
and
Torrey?
waved at me. So
Did he?
I kind of know what goes on inside of his head a little
Inside
bit.
of those guys' minds.
Exactly, because we made that sort of direct eye contact, which for me is like a little of where I can like
gateway
get in
in-
their brain.
yeah.
Yeah. So just be weary when you look at me in the eyes and whatnot. So
Be weary.
yeah.
On the Brooks thing as well, I do like how ESPN did their streaming coverage on ESPN's actual channel so that everyone could watch, just because they understand how much Brooks means to everybody and that everyone wants to see the best golfers perform. So I really like how the big, ESPN, they're not gatekeeping anything necessarily. They're just giving the people what they want. They're not keeping it away from anyone, putting it behind a paywall or anything. So I think everyone's just on board with getting these guys all on the same tour, and just seeing the best golfers in the world perform together like they should be.
Do you guys think we'll see any hole-in-ones on 16?
Probably. I mean, it feels like there's always like one.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy to think about. When you learn about like the odds of a hole-in-one and then you realize that like golf tournaments like at least have one every time, like it's a little insane. I mean,
that might be pushing a little bit.
Yeah, okay, pushing the stat, but you know what I mean. Like they still make hole-in-ones all the time.
Yeah.
Which goes to show how much that we actually suck because like
horrible.
Yeah, like I'll be
all you guys.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I think a lot of bad golfers just randomly make hole-in-ones.
True. I know some bad golfers who've made
a lot of it is luck.
Maybe I'm just saying that because I haven't made one, but
yeah, you guys wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you cheated, so it's fine.
I think the closest I've got is like 5 feet from the pin.
Yeah.
And
Did you make it?
Probably not. I've never taken
a good par.
I remember like taking a picture of it. I sent it to my brother and he just said nice par. I was like, oh shit.
Did the same thing.
Dude, I feel like I've had so many that I thought were gonna go in, and then there was that one time when we were making that video.
4?
Yeah, we thought we were like, oh, it went in.
My mind went immediately to that.
Yeah, and I was so excited, and you didn't even know. You just made it up.
I lied to you.
And then
I got your hopes up for nothing.
From that moment on, I don't think we've played golf since.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Anyway, that's a drama for another time. But Ryan, what do we?
Mav McNealy.
Take it away. Yeah, exactly.
Say it one last time. Mav McNealy.
I think we're moving on to the big game, Super Bowl this weekend. We didn't talk about it at all last week just because, Reed Bailey, obviously.
Reed Bailey talk.
No, it's Seahawks and Patriots. The year's 2013.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't really care about this matchup.
I know. It's a weird matchup. It seems like both teams are they're in weird spots in terms of their development. Like Darnold's first year with the Seahawks, last year with Minnesota, obviously. He just seems like he's kind of been jumping around, and it's just a weird storyline there. And then it seems like with May and Vrabel, they're kind of ahead of schedule, which is cool to see with the Patriots. But, he's got his shoulder thing right now, which I think is being kind of blown out of proportion. He's going to play regardless, but it's certainly an odd matchup. I don't think anyone expected this. I know the odds at the beginning of the season, these were really long odds for either of these teams to make it, especially the Patriots.
Patriots especially.
Having that. Did they finish last place last year?
Probably the Jets.
In
their division.
Yeah.
Always the Jets.
But I think the Darnold storyline is great. Because he was a guy going back to the Jets. He got drafted to the Jets. I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Which usually for a quarterback, that's a death sentence to a career.
Yeah.
Going to the Jets. Just the fact that he made it out, bounced around to Carolina. Seems like he found a home in Minnesota. They won 14 games, and then they let 9 take over. That got their GM. He got fired earlier this week.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Darnold's in the Super Bowl. JJ McCarthy's on his 3rd season, hasn't even played a season's worth of games. And then touching on the Patriots, it feels like they are way ahead of schedule. Like, it feels like all season, they had a really easy schedule, but it feels like they've been playing with house money all season long. And I just kept on thinking, like, oh, they'll come back down to earth, like, wait for the playoffs. And they've proved me wrong all season. So I'm not upset about them making it. I like Drake May. So I think it should be a good game, but I think the Seahawks defense is going to be too much for the Patriots offense.
What are your guys' feeling on the 2 weeks after the playoffs is when they're having the Super Bowl? Like, do you think
after the last round?
No, same thing with like college football. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Why does
trying to
college
like build,
football
was it
play
a
on
purposeful
Monday?
like build up thing, you think, or was it just like
it's
I
the
don't
media
know.
they get their time to develop all the stories and get all the coverage for them. It's just kind of the way it is. So I don't know if I'm necessarily wanting change just because it's just kind of what
it doesn't necessarily it doesn't affect viewership or anything. It's still the Super Bowl, but it's a little annoying that you have to
a bye week to get their bodies right, I guess.
Yeah.
It's been like that forever.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Like, they have 2 weeks to rest. Like,
Yeah.
really get in a good mental state. Like, Fernando would really take advantage of that. Because I know, sorry to bring it back to Fernando, but...
No, don't ever apologize.
It's always about Fernando.
Please.
Let's talk about Fernando.
What was that
Caleb Presley.
that show you had on this morning? Yeah,
Yeah,
that was awesome.
that interview.
He is so cool.
So
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
We needed Glenny in our studio here.
Yeah.
Lenny Balls.
The face.
So cool. We just put him back there.
Yeah, maybe we could get a picture. I think that's a
should get a
spot for a
picture.
monitor or something. Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Clint Kubiak and the Raiders pull a 2025-26 Patriots next year and
Ooh.
play in the Super Bowl with Fernando because they've got the last place schedule as well.
Yeah, they got Ashton Genty, Brock Bowers is
They
great.
got the skill players.
Yeah,
They just need that.
They need to make a
line.
They need to draft Fernando. They got to go, and then every other draft pick after that has to be on offensive line,
Literally every other.
and then get a few defensive guys in free agency, and they could be good. I mean, the AFC West. I don't want to say it's wide open, but the Chiefs are declining.
This year it was.
Yeah,
Other than the Broncos, obviously.
the Chargers. We'll see. They lost their defensive coordinator, but Harbaugh's a great coach. I mean, it's a good division, but I feel like the last few years the Chiefs have been dominating the number one spot, and then that second and third spot have always been up for grabs, and it's usually whoever grabs the second spot is a wild card team. So Raiders can make some noise.
Yeah, they got the last place schedule like we mentioned, and you said it with the Patriots earlier with the last place schedule, and it really benefits teams because it seems like New England was playing the Jets like every other week.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And you never know with these teams because the coach and the quarterback, like they say, is always that's really like the biggest thing in football. Having the coach and the quarterback in the NFL is huge. Patriots have it with Vrabel and May, and I think Vrabel is you can attribute a lot of this success to Vrabel and what he's done in New England because he's just a really good ball coach. You saw it in Tennessee. They just didn't. It wasn't necessarily lining up with the timeline there. They had to let him go, but not surprised at all with how much success they've had with how good of a coach he is.
Yeah, I really like this matchup too because like growing up, I was obviously like a Colts fan, and then like as I started to like realize what I liked, like I really liked the Seahawks for their colors. I remember that like back in the day. So I was like a huge Seahawks fan. That like Marshawn Lynch was my profile picture on Google.
Whoa.
For like 4 or 5 years, yeah, and I thought it was so cool. They
Make
like
that
ate
your
Skittles.
LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I'm excited. So now I've got like the Patriots, the Colts' old like rivals, and then they're playing like my old favorite team. So I'm like, kind of gives me an excuse to root for
Proto Bowl.
Yeah,
That's what they're
gives me an
saying.
excuse to root for Seahawks a little bit. So I'm excited to watch this game. It'll be fun. I'm definitely gonna pull on some heartstrings after that interception. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully they just all they have to do is run it. Just run
Did you cry?
I think I was like not only like I didn't cry, but I was like mad.
And you don't get mad.
Yeah,
That
like,
used to be your bio.
that is true.
Yes.
Yeah, like I was like I think I went straight up to my room
Get mad.
and like, well, it was also just a bad night for me. We had pigs in a blanket, and I'd never had those before, and they're really good, right?
I love them.
So good.
But I had too many of them.
Right.
And
just a bad night.
Let's just say it didn't end up how it should have. Okay, actually, you know what? It ended up exactly how it should have after that interception. But regardless, we've got the matchup here, and I'm excited to watch it again.
Speaking of food, I have a question. All right. If you're at a Super Bowl party, you see the spread, what's the first thing you're going for?
So I'm throwing away pigs in a blanket. I have never had them since that day, and I don't plan on it again. But anyway, I think that like when I first like walk into a Super Bowl party, I think that's one of the first things that I address. If I'm going to be honest with you, I look at what's going on with the food because people are going to be sitting on the couch watching the pregame show, but I'm looking at what's going on the food table because if they know ball, they're going to have a cheese ball.
It make or breaks the game.
That's true. Because what are you gonna whether your team wins or loses, you've always got food to fall back on, And if it's good food, then it's not really that bad of a loss. So, but I think that like I really like a good like cheese ball, like a cheese. You know what I'm talking about when they got like the cheese ball and there's like I almost want to say like meat inside of the cheese ball, and you dip the crackers in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That is one of my favorites because it's like I feel like it's a rare appearance, but it's there, and when it is, I'm like these people know what they're doing because you got to make that. Like Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think that you
doesn't
buy
just
that.
show up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I don't think that you can like DoorDash that. Yeah, like I think that someone had to put effort into that, and for me that's cool. So that's what I'm looking at.
That's a crazy pull.
What about you guys?
Don't overthink it. It's
Yeah.
wings.
Yeah.
Good point.
Bone in or bone out or bone
Yeah,
out.
actually, I think
Bone
wings
in.
is probably what I
Yeah.
would go with instead.
Ranch?
Really?
Yeah, wings.
Okay, yeah, I just forget everything.
All
I just
that,
said.
that whole monologue just for you to switch to
Yeah.
wings.
Yeah, well, wings are good, so it's fun.
Are you guys more of a ranch or like a blue cheese guy?
Never had blue cheese.
Yeah, I would do ranch, but I can just eat wings straight up. I love wings.
Yeah, I think the right blue cheese. Like if you're at a restaurant and they're like have a blue cheese, like oh ranch, and then they like recommend the blue cheese next to the. I'm like I usually get the blue cheese because they're like if they know it's good, then I'll probably think it's good. But sometimes if someone's like they're like ranch and blue cheese at the same, I'm always dipping ranch. Like blue cheese to me is kind of like off-putting when you start to think about what it is. Anyway.
Especially after
Oh no. Oh my
LA
goodness.
Beast, have
we
a
watched
good
quite the
day.
video
Yeah.
last night.
Oh my goodness.
We don't have to get into
That was sick when you dropped me off,
But-
by the way.
Oh,
You said,
thanks.
have a good day.
Thanks, bro. Yeah. I was
It involves-
kind of
Thought about
thinking
that for
about
a
it.
minute,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did. I was thinking about it on the way there. Oh, let me get some hand sanitizer.
Oh!
Oh,
explodes. Now this wouldn't be my first pick in terms of Super Bowl food. I will say, I think 3 or 4 years ago, my mom made Big Mac sliders.
yeah, because your dad can't do shit. Anyway,
Dang.
sorry guys, that's a callback. Jimmy, I love you. I still need a joke.
Guess we'll
Whoa.
move on.
Yeah, we got to move on.
But yeah, Big Mac sliders. They were really good. I just had to throw that out there because, yeah, wings, chips. I'm basic, but
I'm based.
I'm basic. Pretty based. But yeah, ranch, all of it. Can we move on though, please?
Yeah, I'm getting too hungry. Genuinely, I'm about to leave.
That
So
hurt my feelings.
Buffalo chicken dip. That's all I got to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
actually my.
That's all
I
gotta
thought
say.
that was what Poto was talking about.
wrong. I wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah, give me a good.
He's talking about the
I don't even
cheese
know what you're
ball.
talking. Like a singular cheese ball?
Yeah, the
No.
whole
No,
time I
it's
did it.
big.
It's like think like cream cheese, but it's got like meat inside of it, and then you're
Okay.
dipping crackers in it, like Ritz, into there.
I mean, that's what you can do with buffalo dip.
Wrong. Oh my gosh, you're just stop. You're wrong.
I probably am.
You're wrong
the
because chicken
consistency
dip
is way
is in like a plate or like a what would you call that? Like a cooking pan sheet, but
There you go.
an actual
Crock pot.
like
Yeah.
that's what you know. If it's warm, low key a warm buffalo chicken dip on a Super Bowl Sunday. That's my new number
Waste
one.
Management
actually.
Sunday
Changed 3 times.
Well, stop giving me ideas. Okay, we got to move on before I have a new number one.
Okay, let's get into this big game tonight. We touched on it a little bit earlier. IU at USC at 1 a.m. tonight.
It seems like
Yeah, like these West Coast trips. I mean, it's way worse for West Coast going east because they're actually losing time. They're losing 3 hours, but for the fans, it sucks. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
Hopefully
watch.
win.
That's what
I am
Yeah,
gonna watch
I'm gonna watch with my jersey on, in front of the TV.
all of
crisscross
our jerseys.
applesauce.
What jersey though? Because we have all our jerseys on the wall.
Well, I'll pick whatever one fits me the
Reed
best.
Bailey
Reed Bailey.
Reed.
signed. Reed Bailey jersey. Please.
That
Aren't
would
they
be
all
awesome.
Reed Bailey? Technically,
these-
I technically have two Reed
Al
Bailey
Durham.
jerseys.
yeah.
I just not thought of that.
I think I have like 4.
I'm really happy about that.
But yeah, we go into USC tonight on the road. Second game in Los Angeles, which good for the team, bad
Yeah.
for us. They get to enjoy all the weather, and we're here watching a 10 p.m. tip-off. But yeah, USC's kind of they've been on and off this year. I think injuries has kind of been their main storyline this year, both losing guys and gaining guys. Rodney Rice, who came from Maryland last year, who hit that shot at Assembly Hall, where it seemed like there was 8 travels on that play, but he transfers to USC. I think he was averaging 20 before he got hurt. He and Chad Baker-Mazara, the Auburn transfer, they were lining up from the field. But Rice gets hurt. He's out for the season. But USC does get Elijah Arenas, son of Gilbert Arenas. They get him healthy after his really scary accident in the offseason, but he is back. And he's just one of those high recruit guys. Obviously, Gilbert Arenas' son, former NBA star. But yeah, they've got those two guys, Baker-Mazara and Arenas, to kind of fill up this, get the highlight plays. They're kind of those Arenas being a 5-star, and Baker Mazzara, he's been around for like, what is it?
10 years.
23rd year in college.
Sounds about right.
But yeah, they've been kind of on and off. We mentioned earlier, I think they're 50th in the net. IU is actually favored in this one, which surprised me being on the road, but it's going to take another hard-fought game, I think. Eric Musselman, he's a good coach. But yeah, I don't know what to expect quite yet. Any of you guys got any predictions?
I think IU's going to win. No more Bronny for USC.
Oh, true.
That's huge.
That's brutal.
Bronny
They
ran college basketball.
They got to fill in 6 points somehow.
You mentioned IU's favorite. What's the spread?
I think 1.5 maybe.
Okay, that sounds
close.
about right.
Whoa.
Yeah, I just think IU's going to win.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think
complete.
I think so, too.
it's
I mean,
going for us.
It's impossible to predict. I was kind of surprised. USC, are they 16-6?
I think so.
They should not even have 16
They're
wins.
They're surprised me
16-6.
There are
yes.
clips of Musselman in the locker room trying to get his team ready before the game, and nobody's
Shirt on or off?
Yeah, no, shirt's on this time. But I mean, there's no culture over there at all at USC.
Yeah.
Specifically Musselman. I mean, he had a good run at Arkansas. I mean, they've been to the Elite Eight like twice under him or something like that. But I mean, how do you willingly recruit Chad Baker Mazzara? How do you want him on your team?
Yeah,
I just don't get. I mean, he did play in the Final Four last year on Auburn.
See how old he is.
But I mean, that dude is just trouble. I don't understand it.
He's a troublemaker.
he's 26.
He's 26 years old.
What?
How's that even possible?
That
I
is
know.
embarrassing.
That's like 8
and
years
he
in
doesn't
college.
have any shame. He
So
just
that's
continues to make the
COVID
same
year.
mistakes.
3 injury years at least.
I don't know. I don't know how
He
you.
redshirted.
Yeah, I don't know how that gets approved. And a guy like Luke Goody, who
Yeah, it's
played
just
10 games one
completely
season,
random.
doesn't. But I don't know.
The NCAA is like a lawless.
Yeah,
Or
working for the
like,
NCAA is
it's-
probably the easiest thing in the world because you just do nothing.
Just say yes or no. If
Yeah,
someone asks you something.
yeah.
Don't do anything.
Yes or
Without
no?
any reasoning.
Yes.
Trinidad
no.
Chambliss. No.
No.
Diego Pavia.
Chad Baker Mazzara. Sure. Send him to
Easiest
USC.
job in the world. But for things I'd like to see in this game, I mean, we got to stay out of foul trouble, and that's been the key to this winning streak. I mean, they've been playing way harder and stuff like that. They're hitting shots, obviously. Nick Dorn has stepped up. But we need Enright to play all game. We need DeVries to play all game. And speaking of DeVries, he's not getting enough credit, I think. I mean, this is not the ideal role he wanted to play. He's not the guy. But, I mean, even in that overtime, he's facilitating. He's playing point guard. And he gets into the paint, drops one off to Alexis with like 10 seconds left in overtime, and we score. I mean, we were down 2. The game could have been over there. And he's also just crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds. And, I mean, Coach DeVries talked about his leadership, and he's getting the guys together in huddles. They're playing hard. They're crashing the boards. And it could be really easy for a guy like him to get down on himself and then kind of not give up because you're not going to expect that out of the coach's son or anything like that. But, I mean, credit to him. He's affecting the game in ways he thought, I mean, maybe he wouldn't be affecting the game. Like, he's not hitting shots as much as he should be. He's still a little bit in that rut, but, I mean, he's affecting the game in other ways, so credit to him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had on Tucker, too. When he uses his body, he gets physical, and he facilitates, we're such a better team. It opens up so much more. He has his last 3 games, 16 assists, 4 turnovers, and he's been shooting it decently as well.
Mm-hmm.
The percentages might not be there, but it seems like he's hitting timely shots. But when he's getting downhill, same with Wilkerson, when they're both getting to the rim and facilitating, this team just gets so much better. And
Yeah.
DeVries was doing that, Wilkerson especially
Especially during
in
overtime.
both overtimes.
They just let
yeah.
him go.
Yeah.
I think it was the second overtime. He didn't pass. He would just go to the rim every time, and he'd have an open lane. And I think DeVries probably saw something in UCLA's defense to where he said, Lamar, you can just go get a bucket every possession, you know. And I think this team's at its best when Lamar and Tucker are more than just one-dimensional spot-up shooters, because we all know they can do that well. Lamar has shown us he can shoot at 45% on high volume, and so can Tucker. But when they're facilitating, using their body, especially Tucker, we're just such a better team. And that's what I loved in those overtimes against UCLA.
I'm gonna talk about Nick Dorn a little bit because it
Please.
feels like we all need to talk about Nick Dorn more. No, but it feels like since his since he has broken out,
His ascension.
his ascension. It's a great word for that. It just feels like this team has gotten so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is like
True.
Adam. Unconscious. He's insane. Like
Yeah,
him coming into the lineup has transformed this team.
There's nothing more to say. And I don't know when Conway gets right or healthy, but you got to keep the lineup the same. You got to keep Dorn in there. You got 3 shooters out there. And that's why I think Wilkerson's been better going downhill because there's more space. I mean, guys can't help off like Dorn, DeVries, whoever it is. I mean, when Enright and Conway were in there, they're a little small. I mean, they're good in their own ways, but I mean, then it was just DeVries and Wilkerson that could really shoot it. But then you had Dorn out there. And although he's been shooting it better, I also think he's been making a conscious effort to get downhill. And I think that goes for the entire team. I mean, paint touches are important. You hear guys on the broadcast talking about paint touches. It could be like a overused buzzword, but it's true. When this team gets the ball in the paint, they're one of the best offenses in the nation. So,
Yeah,
I mean, guards are getting downhill. So
he's shooting 44% on 5 attempts per game.
Unreal volume.
Which is awesome. That and one he had where he got to the rim against UCLA. That was my favorite play of the game, probably. Just the momentum swing that can have where a guy who's been shooting it so well uses his body and gets to the rim. It's awesome. That's what I've been wanting to see more of him all year because I think this guy next year, because he's coming back, he's a junior. I assume he'll come back because he's really a fan favorite. But, yeah, he might go first overall at this point.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that I legitimately see as a all Big Ten type player if he, really maximizes his potential, uses all facets of his game because he can just light it up, and it's been awesome to see that third scorer finally step up for IU. It was Conway there for a good stretch of the season, and while he was playing well, I think he just needed a bit more.
From everyone else. I mean, even against Iowa, it was just him getting downhill, getting 2 points. We couldn't stop Iowa on defense, though. I mean, that's not a sustainable offense. So, yeah.
Yeah. Another guy who I want to mention is Connor Enright, who's been amazing as well. Yes. He fouled out last game, but I don't know if he checked out prior to that. I think that was the same against Purdue.
I think he played all 40 minutes against Purdue.
Yeah, which is awesome because he goes 110% every second he's out there. So that's
awesome.
That 40 minutes is probably like 80 for him because he's going all out. But his last 2 games, which were Purdue and UCLA, he has 15 assists, which I think it was 8 against Purdue, 7 against UCLA. Would add more if he had not fouled out probably. But with Conway out, he's really stepped into that main facilitating role, and he's done a great job with that. Also guarding Donovan Dent and Braden Smith the past 2 games doing that.
Who was the big for UCLA?
Tyler Bilodeau?
Yeah, he was on ball screens. He was even switching off the guard and guarding the big, almost baiting him.
Just fronting him.
To throw in that pass, just completely taking them out of their action, which was also something they were doing. I think it was against Michigan. They wanted to throw it into those bigs and take everyone else out, make them take a contested 2 inside or maybe even just give up a 2 just because you want to get other guys not involved in the game. But as he was saying, he just plays so hard. He gives it 110% every single game. And if he's not fouling out, he's one of the most important guys on the floor at all times, no matter if you're on offense or defense. So,
all right. Well, before we get out of here, we want to do any score predictions or bold predictions for the games. Who you think is going to be an X factor?
I think with it being a 1.5 spread, I think we're going to win and cover. We're going to win. I think this will be I don't know if we're going to run away with it, but I think we'll win by a pretty decent margin, maybe an 8-point victory here. I feel like it might be a high-scoring affair, maybe 83. No, we'll go 88 to 81. I think DeVries is finally going to get hot from the 3-point line. And, we're going to go to 7-5 in the Big Ten, I believe, which will be huge. Yep. And this will be our 3rd straight quad 1 win, I believe. So it's going to be a huge one to pick up. But, just get a win in any way possible, and I'll be extremely happy.
77-62 Hoosiers. We're going to get it done. Easily.
I was gonna say 77-84 Hoosiers.
High scoring.
3-0 right here. Finish this off, please.
81. 72 worked for the Purdue game, so I'll say 72 again.
There you go.
81-72.
That prediction
Hoosiers.
was spot on, Purdue, by the way. I think you deserve credit for that one.
Yeah. I should have said 6-7. Instead I said 70s.
That's fine. You don't have to. We don't have to do that here.
We're leaving that in 2025.
Yeah, I don't want to do it anymore.
All right, well, on that note, guys, have a good day.